All right, my man, it is truly time to figure out why you are still a victim. Why you are dwelling on the things that you know you can get to, that you can fix and change. Yet you won't cross that bridge because you think that it's fear. You think that it is scary. You know what it is? It is not only lack of discipline to show yourself evidence of that, but it actually is nerves. It actually is nerves. Hi, I'm Jesse. Welcome to the Valiant Lifestyle. In this video, I am going to talk to you about walking across that bridge. And I'm also going to tell you to leave that victim story behind. So let's get to it. That victim story that you keep maintaining. What does it look like? Is it one where you do not afford yourself enough time every day because you find yourself that you're burned out? You are going to work every day and you are still doing the same thing every day, expecting a different result? Come on now. That's insanity, right? That's the same old hamster wheel. So you're just at the burnout point and you got to do something different. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? A few years ago, I worked up north, and I worked in this beautiful plant setting. I had a routine. I had every day work to do, and then I would come back at the end of the night. I would go to the gym. I would get my supper. I would get my meals for the next day, and I would put it in the fridge so that way that when I woke up and I went to breakfast that morning, I had everything ready to go. And there were some mornings where I didn't have breakfast, and that was okay by me. It was an unconscious fast that I wasn't aware was actually good for me. Now, what I was expecting to be different was I was expecting that this job that I was working was actually going to become something much better. It was going to be much better, and it was just going to happen on its own. And I wasn't really putting the work in for myself. I was negating this guy. I was not putting in enough time to figure out what was going on in here, what the lies were in here, and what was really bothering my mental health. My mental health was that I wasn't paying enough attention to the issues of the experiences that I was going through, and I wasn't pronouncing what that was. I wasn't living my truth. I wasn't telling people, I wasn't going to anyone that could help me to say, yeah, what you got there is actually some childhood trauma, and you got to work through that. Instead, what I did was I just piled on more things, more distractions. I signed up for more marathons, and because I was in health and safety, it was a deterrent. It was actually really good. I wasn't into doing a lot of, well, I didn't do any drugs. None. I barely drank any alcohol. Barely. And that was because I really wanted to stay on top of my game. But what I did was I buried myself in stuff like marathon running. And I buried myself so deep into that I burned myself short. Now, what did that do for me? I became a short fuse, a loose cannon. I became somebody in a relationship where, with my ex-wife, there were moments where you just didn't want to be around me. And that to me wasn't a good time in my life. Wasn't a good time. And even though I had a lot of great things going for me, great pay, I had a couple good friends around me. I really, really wasn't satisfied, and I was looking for something deeper, but I couldn't get to that something deeper because I really wasn't working on myself. I wasn't working on what this was. I was hiding out inside this body. So what are you doing? And what are you hiding out? And what victim story are you telling yourself? That you can't do it. Enough. What is the cost of your victimhood? What is it doing for you? What is it not doing for you? Making you a lot of money, giving you the best health that you've ever had, deepening relationships that you so want and need, and it's not serving you as far as how business could really go. It's not. So all those things, all you got to do is reframe that negative mind space that you're in. Talk to people, get really raw with your feelings, talk about them, tell your truth, get out there and speak about them, talk to somebody, find that somebody to talk to. But in that story that you keep telling yourself, find a way to take responsibility for the actions of what you're doing and how you're feeling. You got to own it, man. My man, you got to own it. You got to say, you know what? I'm tired of this story. I want to do something different. I want to create a better version of me. And now that you're ready, I want you to go to thevaliantlifestyle.com and book your 30-minute complimentary call with me now. Don't wait and talk yourself out of it. I want you to do it. I want you all in, man. I want you to go book that call now. All right. Thank you for watching. Let's do this.